Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're actually doing a voiceover here because for some reason, I don't know why, all the sound to this video disappeared. So for the first minute or so, you're going to see me talking here and there's going to be no rhyme or reason. It's not going to match up. But welcome back to the channel. We're going to do the Halloween tour for the 2025 year. So I'm going to take you around the living room, dining room, entryway, and show you, in the kitchen, and show you some of the Halloween decorations. If you're new to the channel, I'm Andrew. I'm a vintage reseller and collector, and this is my Halloween decorations. So we're going to get started here in a minute, and I'll take you around, show you some things, talk about some things, and we'll go from there. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Like the video, leave a comment, even if it's just to say hi. I appreciate all comments, so make sure you leave one. And there's my Halloween shirt, and I got my pointer finger, which I'm going to point things out while we're talking. So here we go. This is the dining room buffet, and I always use a lot of the honeycombs to kind of fill in. I throw some blow molds in there. It's a good way to fill it up, make it look full. I love the way it turns out. I do that for Halloween, Easter, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day. It just always looks nice and full. There's a lot of vintage pieces on there, as well as a couple of newer pieces. The little bottle brush trees are the newer pieces. The rest is pretty much vintage. The hat back here, this belonged to my friend Amanda. I got both of those hats from her a couple of years ago at one of her shows. I'll show you some more pieces from her collection. But I just love how this all turns out with the different pieces. And it's an affordable way to give a big impact, because the honeycombs, if you have to go out and buy them, they're not that expensive. A lot of the blow molds, I just kind of fit in there just to give it some visual aspect. I believe the one here that I'm pointing to is one I got this year, so that's a new piece. And then I have that antique witch cauldron there that I love. That came from a local state. And like I said, the trees, they're new. I got those at Joann Fabrics before they went out of business a couple years ago. There's a better view of the hat from Amanda. She does modulation design. She does all my little boxes that I have. This witch here came from the Christmas Hoarders estate. That was on my bucket list. I love that witch. They make one with a skull, I believe, too, which is even harder to find. But I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. These are day glow. These are vacuum formed day glow. They're very, very fragile, so they'll glow in the dark. But I always hang them on there just for a little bit of impact. Ignore the tubs in the background. That's the remainder of the neighbor's estate that I still have to do videos on or list. This little buffet I love. I use a lot of different things that I kind of mix in. We have the witches. This piece here was part of the Christmas Hoarders estate. I found that. He didn't have too much vintage Halloween, but he did have a few pieces, so I was very happy with that. And then I use the old trick-or-treat cookie cutter box. This little tree here, Amanda made that, as well as the one you kind of see in the background there. She's extremely talented. That owl came from the Christmas Hoarder. I think it's Reagan House. And then this little guy I thought was cute. I think he came from the Christmas Hoarder too. There's an interesting story we'll get to about this bowl. This bowl here. So I went to a church rummage sale like late in the day. This was on their antiques table for $3. It has a little pedestal, silver overlay design. I thought that'd be great for Halloween. I took some ornaments that I found at the Christmas Hoarder's house for Halloween and put those in the bowl just to give a little visual appeal. And I love the bowl. I thought about selling it, but I really like it there. I think it looks great. Trying to fix that guy, he kind of fell over. This skull here, that came from the Christmas Hoarders. That's probably from the 60s. I love these guys. I'm trying to get him to sit where he's supposed to go. Um, he moves around. There we go. But I love the old candy and then the blow mold pumpkin heads on a stick. I've had those for a while. But it's a really nice visual thing. For some reason, things over here got moved around. I don't know what happened. Um, Pete there, I just bought him at the auction. I think I paid $20 for him. I really like him. I think he's supposed to have a pipe, but I'll take him. It's hard to find the Halloween. This little box is another one of Amanda's creations. I absolutely love that little box with the dogs. Got that little Alex Reagan house from my friend Bruce at his shop. We did a video there. I got to go back and do another one. Love this little chalkware pumpkin. The tree came from the Christmas Hoarders. I think it's like 1960s, 70s. But I love the little black tree. And then I put at the very top a little brooch with a flying witch on it that I had sitting around. So that was pretty cool. Down here, well, we'll talk about the tree in a minute. Down here, this guy here I got at a yard sale for a couple dollars. He's Department 56 paper mache. Thought he was awesome. He just kind of bobbles around there. This witch I've had for a while. I got that in an estate. I thought that was neat. Put some blow mold pumpkins there. Let's see. This tree is Bethany Lowe, circa 2007, I think. And it has different scenes on each side of the box there. This came from the Christmas Hoarder. It was shoved in the basement. It was filthy. It needed some work. I still have to fix the tree branches you can see back there. But I loved it. So grab that. The little log guy I got from Mother Tucker Antiques from Jason and Tina. They have a YouTube channel. Bought that in their store. That guy I've had for a while. All the ornaments on this tree are shiny bright ornaments from Christopher Radko. These actually were the Christmas Hoarders, and I'm assuming he had these in a tote intended to put on this tree. So I thought I'm going to just follow through with his vision, and I did. The tree topper actually came from the Christmas store down in Stone Harbor. Oddly enough, small town, not many shops, but we do have 2 Christmas shops that have been there for years. Originally, I thought they were owned by the same person. They're not. So if you get there, take a look. They have great stuff. So I absolutely love how this tree turned out. So it sits up there on the pedestal behind the sofa, and it looks great. And I'm really happy with it. We're going to look at the dining room table. I love how this table turned out. Everything on the tray sits on this silver tray that I got from an estate. I use that tray year-round. I always have something on it. Christmas has my Christmas tree toppers. I have Valentine's Day, Easter, St. Patrick's Day. I just love this tray. So it sits there all year round. It came from England. It has its own shipping container. It's pretty big, so I'm very happy. A lot of my favorite things are on this tray that I've gotten over the years. And I always kind of do the same, and I might add a few pieces in here or there, move some stuff around. This year I did, and we'll kind of go through that. I'm trying to think here. The tablecloth, that came from Goodwill when I used to shop at the Goodwill and was able to find things. It's a newer piece. I like the branches. These came from a yard sale. They're the spider, and I put the loose light candles in because they look great in there. This owl is one of my favorites. It's an Empire blow mold. I love this thing. It rests in the tree. The other owl is actually from Amazon that I bought, I think, in 2021. I like the look, so he stays. These 2 guys here, this cat and pumpkin, I got it at an auction. I thought they were pretty neat. There are some really old pieces in here, including these paper mache jack-o'-lanterns and the little candy basket. I love this skull paper mache thing and this pumpkin guy. He has a hole in the top where he burned through, so I put the top hat on him. But lots of little treasures here. Little bridge cards, scorecards with pumpkins on it. Noisemaker. I love the Denison Black Cat seals. This I just got from my buddy Rick. He gave me an amazing deal. This was a bucket list piece. Rick has the best stuff. So he always treats me well since we're friends. So I got that and added him this year. But I just like how it all turned out. Over here on the hutch, we'll start at the top. The skull I think is pretty new. I think I got him either at an estate sale or a yard sale. But I love doing this. I do the glitter pumpkins. I love that paper or honeycomb owl. The devil mask, the skull candle, and then this devil, I think it's a candy container or a light. Got it from Paul at Bedford Street a couple years ago, and that's one of my favorite pieces. Excuse the glare. So, these masks that I keep in here, they're the vacuum form. We'll talk about these guys in a minute, but they were free prizes when you bought powdered soap for laundry detergent. These guys are a series. I picked them up in Hanover a couple years ago. They're party decorations that you can kind of sit around. I think there's 7 or 8 of them. There's another mask. But I absolutely love them. There's my pointer finger just in the middle. But I bought the whole series. I forget how much I paid. I just got this guy here. He came from Northgate. Have my pumpkin planters here. I added, I think, 1 or 2 this year. I think it was the Scarecrow here. And then this guy I just got recently down in Hummelstown. That came from Northgate when I bought the Scarecrow planter. But there's some more of these guys here. There's another mask. Here's another one of those. I think I'm going to pay like $60 for the whole set. But there's a witch. This little weather owl, I thought he was cute. And this guy I've had for years, so I just stuck him in there too. And we're going to go talk about the tree. The tree is fantastic. I usually have a gate up there to keep the puppies out, just so they don't knock anything over. But we'll start at the top. I use this blow mold as my tree topper. This little owl came from the neighbor's estate, so I put it on here. But I use a lot of Christopher Radko Shiny Brights on here, and also a lot of Old World Christmas. You can see I really like the owls, so I've bought quite a few over the last couple of years. This one's one of my favorites with the moon. I usually buy 1 or 2 from the Christmas store in Stone Harbor when I'm there. This one coming up, I just got this year. I saw it and I was like, I have to have it. I don't care how much it is. It wasn't cheap. But lots of, like the skull came from the store down there. I think the bat hanging upside down maybe came from there. But I always like how this tree turns out. That's one of my favorites, the little devil with the pointy horns. And I'm looking around for the other devil. There's another devil that I absolutely love. It's floating around here on this tree somewhere, and I'm trying to find it. Where is it? There he is. I love that one. I got that from a yard sale. So, I put some purple, orange, purple, green mixed lights on there. I might change it up next year. This is always my favorite display because it has some really great pieces on it. Let's see, where are we going to start off with? I think we'll start down here. This little tree came from the Christmas Hoarders. It went to my friend Don first. He liked it. He used it for Christmas last year. And then he had a yard sale here a couple weeks back, and that was going to be sold. And I was like, no, I want it for my Halloween. A lot of these noisemakers came from that epic estate sale I went to earlier in the spring that I picked up the first time they had one. This was from the Christmas Hoarder. That's a reproduction one, but it looks pretty good. So the tree came from the Christmas Hoarder as well. I love this guy. I bought him this year at Bedford Street. The dealer gave me a really good deal on him. He's original, so I treat it myself. But I love, there's another one of those noisemakers. That is another noisemaker I got at that estate sale, I believe. Just a lot of great stuff on here. I really like little glasses. There's another tree from Amanda. That pumpkin glass, I think it's Christopher Radko. This one I brought from my buddy Bruce. It's never been used. It was in the cellophane. That was tucked on top, so I just kept it there. The cellophane was just falling apart. Love this scarecrow guy, I guess you would call him. The mantle, I changed it up a little bit. But first, we'll talk about all the buckets. This is a way, when I started, this was a cost-effective way for a large impact kind of display. You can pick these up at antique stores for like a couple bucks, up to $10, depending on the design, and I love them. So I just kind of stack them up, and it gives a great look. These are some of my favorite die cuts. There's the skeletons, I can't say it. The owls, I love this cat and moon. But there's some more of those trees from Joann's. The garland I just bought the other day, I'm not sure if I like it or not. I'm going to just try it there for a little bit, see how it goes. And maybe next year we'll change it up. The skull candelabras, I had one on eBay forever. Nobody bought it. And then we had the Halloween auction, and they had one, and I decided to keep it. So I pulled it off of eBay, and now the pair of them sit up there, and I love them. They look great up there with the green eyes. The little candles came from the Christmas Hoarder. These three guys here, they're Department 56, and I absolutely love them. I think they're great. The candles came from my friend Diane at Bedford Street. She had them in her booth, and I saw them, and they were owls, and I picked them up. They were a great price, so I add them to the mantle. Some more candles there from the Christmas Hoarder. He had them in the refrigerator, in all honesty. It was kind of funny. Last place I looked. That I got at Black Swan Antiques down in Palmyra. The paint was coming off the jacket, and guess what? I took a Sharpie, and for $15, I Sharpied on the paint. So there's a little candy basket next to it. Again, a lot of the blow molds just kind of sit up here and hang out. This little guy here I got from the Christmas Hoarder last year. This little head vase here we're going to look at. My friend Amanda made that, the witch head vase. I love it. There's a nice little paper candy container that I got at Bedford Street a couple of years ago. And then I just kind of have them on display. I don't plug them all in because that would be like an extension cord nightmare. So down here I have some of the bigger candy buckets. That was a store display, I believe, for pumpkins. And then down here, this came from the neighbor's estate. His little head, as you can see, is supposed to go up. I have to tighten it, so it's like that. I think she bought it because it reminded her of her one son when she was younger. This used to sit by the front door for trick or treat, and with the bucket of candy. It still got her writing on it, so I left it. And then this little guy, I think she had in the house somewhere, but I decided to keep those and put them down there. All in all, it just fills out the corner. This is I want to say chalkware pumpkin. He has a light, but I don't ever plug him in. And he's so heavy. But he's cute. So he sits there on top of the books. And these pillows I got in an estate sale. I think you guys were with me. I found one the first time, and then I went back for a second round during another sale that they were having, and I found the other one, so they kind of hang out on the sofa. Coffee table. I kind of kept it the same. These guys I had last year, I love just the expressions on them. I think the one has a chip on it, but I don't care. They're great. This was somebody's art project, and I thought it was scary enough that it needed to sit on the table. These little guys are new this year. I think somebody painted them black, but I thought they were great for Halloween. This guy's new this year. I love the skull. This I bought at the Christmas store down in Stone Harbor. I loved it. I love the owl. It lights up. It's battery operated, so I put it there. And then again, I used this basket here with the old treat bags, some glittered pumpkins, and some plastic eyeballs, which I have available in my eBay store. They were used for ceramics, or, you know, when you make a ceramic thing, there was all sorts of them in there. So it looks great there on the table. Fills it out. And that is pretty much the tour of this area. We're going to go take a look at, well, here I am talking about something else. I think we're going to go take a look at the table by the front door. There we go. So this I bought at the Street of Shops maybe a year or two ago, and I love it. I'm actually making a black one to replace the Mr. Christmas one. Elvis is back there. I love that guy. So the black one that I'm making will have orange lights. Here's some noisemakers I picked up at that sale. Another box from Amanda. And we'll talk about this. I got at Bedford Street recently, and I thought it went great. I always have a candle burning there, so I thought, well, I'll put a little shade on it. It's only a couple bucks. This guy I just love his costume. It's like a pumpkin. He's walking around in a pumpkin. And let's see here. This Mr. Christmas tree I will be replacing with the one I'm making, but here are my two October girls. Love those. There's another box made by Amanda. She used an old costume box, puts lights in it. She's fantastic. I think those party hats I got from her too that are in the background. But yeah, so that black tree will eventually be up for sale once I get mine fired and back. Here's another box she made. I love this one. These little guys always sit there. These party hats I got from her too. They go on the swung vases, and they're a great way to kind of display things. I try not to pack all the normal household stuff away every holiday. I try to, just for Christmas, I'll do that because there's so much of it. And we're going into the kitchen here. So the only area really in the kitchen is the kitchen table that I do stuff. I have my popcorn jack-o'-lantern hanging up there. Put a Halloween tablecloth. This tree I got at the auction a couple years ago with the metal ornaments. There's the pumpkin head. These are newer trees that are battery operated. That's why they kind of sit there. Kitchen Witch, I got him from the Christmas order. Sorry. And then these guys kind of sit there as well. So all in all, that's pretty much it for the kitchen. Spin you around here. So if you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Oh, I forgot about these guys. Before we say that, I have my collection of cats. These are the popcorn guys, that owl I really like. There's a skull that's green that I love to have. I haven't found it yet, but we'll get there. The witch, the ghost, smaller pumpkin head, and of course my big ceramic dog, Alfredo, that I picked up at an auction. He always sits there next to these concrete poodles. They've been there for years, so that's just a little fun tidbit. But as I was saying, if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get notified of new videos and new content. Leave me a comment. I don't care if you're just saying hi, how's it going, hello from Belgium, hello from Italy, whatever. Just leave a comment down below. It helps get the video pushed out a little bit. And make sure you subscribe so we can let you know. But I got a lot of new videos coming out soon, so there's some fun, exciting stuff. I got a couple things I'm going to work on today to show you guys. So hopefully we'll get those out soon. So going to end the video here, and I guess we will see you on the next one.